talk about waterfowl topics and also answer questions from viewers. Today I'm just going to kind of go through and answer some questions that I haven't had a chance to get to. On this channel, Freelance Duck Hunting, you're going to see every single one of our hunts from 2016. We started last year and we've got about 27 hunts from last year, so go on over to check that out. Also, another note of interest, I just started an Instagram account, so if you want to follow us on Instagram just to kind of see extra photos and short video clips there, it's at Freelance Duck Hunting. So let's get right into the questions. Helpman 2 asked about our preparation and how we get ready for our duck hunting season, and it's really kind of on a scheduled routine. At the end of each duck hunting season, we kind of talk about what things we want to change, what upgrades we want to make, what repairs are needed. And so this year we worked on our layout boat covering. We refortified that. We purchased the Wonder Duck skimmer, which added more motion to our spreads. And also we changed our decoy rigging. So we didn't spend a lot of money, but it was just a great time to kind of fix everything and prep. And then if we get any cool days in the summer, we'll go hit our hunting spots and kind of see how the vegetation is looking, see which spots look better than others. And actually we did that twice this year. One was Clays in the Flood, where we just went out during the flood and looked at our duck hunting spots. And the second one was just being in it, where Elijah and I went out to my favorite duck hunting spot and just kind of, looked at how the water was and played around. And then once fall rolls around, the week before teal season, we go out and check our spots again and just kind of really get an idea of what's going on with the water levels, and that's kind of how we prep for season. Another question was from my old buddy Angry Dan, and he kind of wanted to know about preparing for teal season. There's a lot of mosquitoes, how to deal with that, and also some identification questions. And my dad, Carl Fummelmitz, he actually has a master's in biology, and he has a ton of upper level chemistry hours as well. And so for a long time, he has let me and everyone know that when you're buying mosquito repellent, you want to get as high a percentage of DEET in your mosquito repellent as possible. It's going to work much better. So before you buy that repellent, just look on it, look for DEET. If you can get 100% DEET, that's great, but the higher the DEET content, the better that's going to repel the mosquitoes, because it is an issue in September and teal season. As far as the duck identification, I'd just say if you're not sure about your identification, carry a booklet with you. Get it out whenever you need, but we don't shoot at silhouettes in the morning typically, so if we can't tell a drake from a hen mallard in the morning, we may not take that shot. And then just, get your identification book out and keep checking it whenever you can, and eventually you won't even need it anymore. The next question is kind of two-part. I had Highlander of the North was asking about what decoys do we use and how we work our decoys throughout the season. And Jensen Lund is a new duck hunter and wanted to know how many decoys he should purchase as a beginner. The way our decoy sets works like this. So when teal season starts, we'll go with mostly blue-winged teal and some pintails sprinkled in, some wood ducks, and maybe a couple of mallards. And we'll use that set clear up through kind of the middle of October. And as we see the ducks starting transition, as we see gadwalls, we've got some gadwall decoys we'll put out. When the pintails pass on through, the pintail decoys will go away, and the mallards and the widgeon will start coming out. So we've got a really good idea here in Kansas of the migration patterns when the different species come through, and so we just try to put out whatever that we think's in the area. And then finally, into January, we're using 100% mallards, but and then sometimes the pintail will start coming back through, and we might sprinkle some more pintail. So we really match what species are around, and here it's really pretty predictable. We don't buy high-end decoys. We don't spend a ton of money on it, and we have found that the G&H decoys seem to hold up much better than the others. The paint just seems to stick to them, and so we really like the G&H decoys. They're not, like I said, they're not a super expensive flocked high-end decoy, but they look pretty good and they're gonna last for a while, and they're a pretty good price. So the G&H is mostly what we go with, but we do have a lot of different other brands that are kind of sprinkled in. And the last question of the day is another two-part from Walter Campbell and Chase McCluck. And they were just kind of wanting to know about the cameras that we use, and also if we're going to be trying to do anything more with our action camera. He was hoping to see some more kill shots. Last year was the first year that we ever did this, and admittedly I was not very good about getting the action shots. And so that's something that we've talked quite a bit about, something I'm going to try to do a lot better job of. So last year I had two cameras that we were using, a JVC Evro Easy E200, and that's about a $200 camera. You can, at this point, you can probably get it for $150. That camera does excellent in good lighting, but it is not good at all in dim lighting. Cloudy days and dark mornings, it does not do good at all. It's very, very grainy picture. I went with the action camera. I actually don't have a GoPro. I've got an SJ4000, and I did a lot of research on it. We had that mounted on our head, and it just didn't work out. I got very few actual kill shots last year, and it seemed like every time I did have a kill shot there, Dan or Fumowitz missed. So anyway, during the off season, I purchased a Panasonic HCV770. It's about a $500 camera. And I did a ton of research on this, and so I'm really, really happy with that camera. It's a lot better in low light settings. That's the camera I'm using right now, and I just love it. All the research that I've done says that's going to give you the best picture for any camera under about $800, and you get it for about $500. So I really, really like that camera. And so anyway, I'm really happy with that. Also, I am going to still use the JVC Evro this year. I'm going to try to take a tripod out, and I'm going to try to set it up whenever I can, and so as ducks are decoying in, I can just kind of reach over and turn it on, and I'm really going to work hard to get some more kill shots. Also, Danny Boy has purchased us a gun mount for the action cam, so we're going to try to keep that action cam actually on the barrel instead of on our head. So yes, we are certainly going to work to get more kill shots this year, but honestly, this show will never be driven by kill shots. The goal is to kind of get 3 or 4 really good decoying shots on every video, but that's just not going to be the focus, but we certainly are going to try harder to do that. So anyway, those are the questions that I kind of wanted to clean up and get to, and please continue with the questions because I love making these discussion videos and I start just not being sure what to talk about. So go ahead and put the questions down below, and I'll keep them in a file, and I'll really work hard to get to as many of them as I can. Remember that Instagram account, that's at Freelance Duck Hunting. Thank you for tuning in. Head over to the playlist, check out all the rest of the discussions, check out the hunting videos, the fishing videos,